Hey y'all, welcome to this week's What's for Dinner. I'm so glad that y'all stopped by. And if you are not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I am almost to 10,000 subscribers and I'm just like, I can't believe it, y'all. When I started this channel like 2 years ago, I didn't even think I would make it to 1,000 subscribers. And here I am at almost 10. I just can't believe it. I'm just like blown away. So if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to go over 10,000 after this video. That would be so awesome. But this week, y'all, in all honesty, has been a crazy week. I have been busy. We've been staying, my son had to stay after school, and then we went to church, and then we did this, we did that. So I cooked spaghetti one night, so I didn't film that. And then tonight we made this roast that I am fixing to be showing y'all, which is coming up in a minute. So I went and pulled out a couple of old videos from back in 2019. I'm going to be sharing with y'all a Salsa Verde chicken that was in the crock pot. It was so good. And then I'm going to be sharing how I cooked a whole bunch of chicken breast in my crock pot to make other meals. And with that chicken, I'm going to make a chicken bacon ranch pasta. So stay tuned, and it's kind of cool seeing the kids when they were younger and everything like that. So I thought I would do a little throwback just so that I would have something else to add to this video. And those were some recipes that we really did like. And if you're new here, you may not have seen the ones from way back in the beginning when I first started. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. And once again, thank y'all so much for supporting me and for watching my videos. I just love each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much. Hey y'all, welcome to tonight's What's for Dinner. Actually, we're starting a little bit earlier because I'm going to put a roast on in my crock pot. But before we begin, I did not realize that one of the ingredients that it asked for I didn't have, which was Montreal steak seasoning. So I went and Googled and I found a recipe to make my own Montreal steak seasoning. So I have a little container or a little bowl here. And the first thing it called for was 2 tablespoons of crushed black peppercorn. So I have this really cool little pepper grinder thing that I was sent from Kitchen Mama. I've had this a while and I love it. But I went ahead and I ground up 2 tablespoons of the ground peppercorn, and I put it here in my bowl. And the next thing I'm going to need is 2 tablespoons of paprika. And this is going to make like a container of it so you can put it up and have it to use later. We're not going to use all this today. Just so I'll have it, I figured I'll just make my own because I had all the stuff that it called for. Then it calls for 2 tablespoons of salt. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. 1 tablespoon of onion powder. 1 tablespoon of ground coriander, which that was something I didn't normally have in my house, but I bought it for something. I had a recipe that called for it, so that's why I ended up having it, because normally I don't even know really what to use coriander in other than, oops, if a recipe called for it. So if y'all have any, if y'all can tell me some other uses that I can use just coriander on, let me know down in the comments. We also need a tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And then the last thing, let me look back, was dill seed, or it says if you don't have dill weed or dill seed, you can use dill weed. So that's what I'm using. And we're going to use 1 tablespoon, which I think is what they called for anyways. Yeah. So we're going to use 1 tablespoon of it. And so now we're going to mix this up really well. And it says that you can store it for up to 6 months. So I'm just going to mix all this up real good. So I have some small like mason jars, smaller ones. And so I will put it in there. And the recipe that I'm using today, I found actually on TikTok. And I will try, I just copied the video onto my phone but if I can find the link to tag, I'll try to find the link so I can add it down to the description box. So if you want to go and see the actual video, if you have TikTok, you can. Okay, y'all, to start out, I have 2 tablespoons of water in this little container, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to that. And I'm just going to kind of mix that up. Okay. I'm going to take that mixture of the water and the cornstarch, and we're just going to put it in the bottom of our crock pot. Okay, y'all. Now we are ready for our vegetables. So I have half of an onion that I cut up that we're going to put here in the bottom. And then I have 2 just russet potatoes. You can use whatever kind you like. And I just cleaned them really well and left the skin on. So we're just going to put that all into the bottom. And I have a big piece. I'm trying to make them similar sized if possible. And then also you're going to want to take like a handful of baby carrots and put those into the bottom also. And then we're going to take some A1 sauce. I'm almost out in this bottle, so I have another bottle here. And you're just going to put some, oh yeah, there's like barely anything in that one. Someone put that away empty. Okay. We're going to put some A1 sauce. Drizzle some of that down there. I'm not really sure how much because they didn't say. I guess just whatever you think. And then also some Worcestershire W sauce. Sprinkle some of that down there. And then we're going to take our Montreal seasoning. If you have your own, use it. If not, you can make some. I'm just going to get a spoon since I don't have anything. And the woman said to generously put that, so I don't know, we'll see. And then for the fun part is we're going to get our roast. I have just a chuck roast. I'm going to quickly put a little bit of this on the seasoning. Maybe I need to tilt y'all where you can see a little bit better. Sorry, y'all. We're going to put some of that seasoning on the first side. I'm just going to use my hands and rub it in. And then we're going to put our roast down in there like that. Just flip it over. Flip y'all back down. Sorry, my hand's soaked seasoning. And then we're going to put some more of this on the top side. I'm just going to rub it in. And I'm going to go ahead and chop up my other half of my onion and 2 more potatoes. I'll be right back. Okay, here's our half of an onion. We're just going to sprinkle that along the top of that. And then I'm going to quickly cut up 2 more potatoes. Okay, here's our other 2 potatoes. We're going to put another handful of carrots in there. Okay, now we're going to add more A1. I'm going to put a little more since it's on the top here because I don't know if I put enough. More of the Worcestershire W sauce. Y'all know I can never say it. And more of this Montreal steak seasoning. And then all you have to do is put your lid on it, cover it, cook it on low. She said low for 6 hours, so I'm going to try that. It always seems like mine take longer, so I may let mine cook up to 8 hours because on roast, the longer they cook, the better. We'll just, hopefully our vegetables won't be mushy, but if they are, well, that's what it is. So anyways, I will come back and show y'all the finished product. Okay, y'all, it's done. I actually came in here a little over an hour ago and I turned it on high just because I wanted to make sure that it was, I mean, yeah, now it is falling apart. That's what I wanted it to do, was just fall apart. But it is done. So I am gonna turn this off, and I'm making some of the Sister Schubert rolls. I've got those in the toaster oven, and we will come back and we will let you see how everything turned out and let you know what we think. This was so easy, and y'all, I have been smelling this all day. It smells so good. I decided I would go ahead and start taking some of the meat out of here so that we can kind of stir up this broth or whatever that's in here, maybe to have as a gravy. So I'm just going to start picking the meat out, and it smells so good, y'all. So good. And there is some fat, which we'll probably peel, you know, because I don't like eating the fat. And this was not a huge roast because actually tonight it's just going to be me, Courtney, and Adrian eating. Bryce is actually not here. He's gone for the evening. My husband is still working. And so it's just me and my little one. So I wasn't too worried about not having enough because for us, we'll have leftovers. But look at that. It's just falling apart. I just love when it does that. And I haven't made an actual like roast like this in a long time. Usually I make the Mississippi pot roast because that has become a big favorite in our family. But I wanted to go back to making like a traditional pot roast, you know, with the vegetables in it. And so, and there may still be some meat down in here, and that's okay if there is. So since I have all the vegetables already in here and like a gravy, that's just going to be our side with the meat along with our rolls, which should be done in just a few minutes. And I'm just kind of stirring it because if you remember, we put that cornstarch in there, and so it is thickening up. So it's making like a gravy. And this was so easy, and I'm going to have the TikTok account or video that I found for this. I'm going to have it linked down below, so you can also go watch it. So, all right, we're just going to finish the rest of this up and we'll be right back. Hey, Courtney, how do you like today's food?
The meat is really good, and it would also be good barbecue on a sandwich. That'd be really good. And I haven't tried these yet because I tried to take a bite and it was burnt my tongue and it still hurts, so I'm letting these cool down a lot. And the bread is, of course, one of my favorite. It's really good. And, okay, Jim, what do you think about it? It's fine.
Do you like it?
Fine. Yeah. He's in a mood, but whatever. It's good. He almost ate his whole plate. Okay, Mom.
Meat, so.
No, you have to. He wants more meat, so that means it's pretty good, right? Mama, you gonna do it later.
It's really good. And the vegetables, I was worried that they were going to be like mushy for cooking so long, but they're not. They're like, they're perfect. They're good.
So yeah, I think the food is pretty good.
Thank y'all so much for watching.
The only thing I don't like is the potatoes. You don't like the potatoes?
Potatoes usually.
I don't think he likes the gravy. Do you not like the gravy?
No, he just doesn't.
Skin.
What's the skin?
Oh, it's
And
the skin.
And I don't like potatoes.
Okay. But yeah, pretty good. So yeah, I think this was a success, Mom. Good job.
Thank you. Okay, y'all. Today we are going to be making our what's for dinner is going to be creamy salsa verde chicken in the Crockpot. I have almost 2 pounds of chicken breast that I got from the meat market that I'm going to just throw into my Crockpot. Okay, we're going to put both of those in there, and I'm going to quickly wash my hands because I don't like chicken. Then also you will take a block of cream cheese that is softened, which I forgot to soften it, so I just stuck it in the microwave and softened it. Hey, it works. So I'm gonna scrape it all off of, sorry. And then the next thing you do is you put a 16-ounce jar of salsa verde sauce, which I have this Herd's, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyways. And then my lid was in the dishwasher. So then we're gonna put it over here. Then I'm going to come over here. I put it into the crock pot, turn it on low, and it says to let it cook for 4 to 5 hours. It is almost 1 o'clock, so it should be ready by 6 o'clock when we are ready to eat supper. Okay, y'all, to go along with our supper tonight, we are going to make cilantro lime rice in the pressure cooker. I do not have an Instant Pot, but I do plan on getting one because most recipes are always talking about Instant Pot, and I have the Faberware, which I'll try to show you, Courtney. This is what it looks like. It's similar to an Instant Pot.
Yep.
So anyways, I'm going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and put the 2 cups of rice, which will be this whole bag, into my pressure cooker. And it calls for a can of chicken broth, which is 14.5 ounces. Well, here. I'm sorry. Here, you pour that water. Be careful. We need 3/4 cup of water. Here, I'll move it a little closer so you can see what we're doing. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do is we need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And this is actually, it looks kind of, put it in here, Courtney, in this. Okay.
It's 2 tablespoons of lime juice.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. We're going to go ahead and squeeze this lime juice out. Courtney wants to help. Hold on.
I want to eat some of it.
My word, my knife is
Roll?
I guess so. Okay, Courtney, here's what you're going to do. You're going to stick it in there and squeeze. Okay, squeeze it.
Oh my goodness, there's lime juice.
Yeah, I'm trying to help her because, you know, gotta squeeze it kind of hard and then let's. Oh, actually, yes. Look at that. This is going to be 2 tablespoons. Perfect.
So
1 lime gave me 2 tablespoons. So now what we're going to do is, mine has, I believe, a rice setting. Let's see. The number 3 setting. So we're going to put our, make sure everything's good, and we're going to go, haven't used this in a while, so. And start. We're going to let this come up to pressure and cook, and then we'll come back and show you what we do next.
Guys, so right now we're zesting.
I'm zesting a lime. This is what I use. It's just a, I don't really know if it's actually a zester, but it is a very, very fine, I guess you would say, call it a grater thing. And I'm just going to put the zest in here in this bowl. It kind of sticks in here, but next, I think that'll be enough. I'm gonna, man, I'm gonna have to have my husband, y'all, sharpen these knives. This knife is usually really sharp, but I'll have him do it because.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay, we're gonna get the juice of this 1 lime and also put it in there because once the, need some help here. Yeah. Once the rice is done, it says to fluff it and then add this and stir it up with this, and also the cilantro, which I'm gonna cut cilantro in just a little bit. Okay, y'all, we are going to make Pico de Gallo. I think is how you say it, but oh, that'll work. Okay, what we're about to do is,
I'm going to tell you the stuff that we're going to need first.
Okay.
You're going to need about 3 or 4 tomatoes, a half an onion, 2 teaspoons of cilantro, 1 jalapeno, a teaspoon of salt, and a half of lime juice.
Yeah, half of it. Or whatever.
I don't know.
We're just kind of, it's not an exact recipe, but
okay, still.
So right
now we're cutting all of these tomatoes.
We're going to cut up.
Are we going to put it on that bucket?
We're going to put them all in this bowl over here.
So she's going to your onion.
Yep. Now, we're going to take all of this out, Courtney. This is what makes it really, really, really hot, is all of these seeds and and we may end up adding more of something. We'll taste it and see.
Look at the baby.
Out the way, Gina.
Let's get out the way, silly. My baby.
Hey. Okay.
Can I eat this?
I don't care. She loves cilantro. We're going to start out with this. In a minute, we're going to cut up some more cilantro to go into this rice. And to go in the rice. But now I need to get,
a teaspoon of salt.
yeah, but I also need to get
lime juice.
some lime juice to put in there, so. Sprinkle that in there. Okay, that's good, no more.
Good. So we
Put
covered
that in the
it?
refrigerator.
I'm going to put it in the refrigerator.
Okay. Cilantro to go into our rice that has been sitting here. It's almost time to do this part. So I'm gonna cut up some of this. Okay, y'all, the rice has been cooking. I just let the pressure off. Open it up.
What are we eating, Mom?
You'll see in a minute.
Okay.
So now, just kind of fluff it up. And we're gonna add this lime juice and the zest, along with this cilantro that I just cut up. I'm gonna stir that up real good. Okay, y'all, the chicken is done. I shredded it and stirred it up. We have our rice that's done. We have our pico. And we have some avocado that we just cut and mashed up. And then we have some tortillas over here that we warmed up. And I'll let you know how it is in a minute.
Boss.
All right, y'all. This is some very juicy meat. So the tortillas are trying to tear up. But how is it?
It's really good.
How about the rice? Is it?
The rice, I think it kind of has a little bit too much lime in it. It overpowers the.
Really?
Really.
How? What do you think, Courtney?
Yeah.
Good?
It's too much like that Sprite right there in Crockpot.
What do you think about it, honey? He gives me a thumbs up. What do you think, Adrian? Anyways, I think it's pretty good. I took one bite and my tongue is burning though because it was still very hot. Very hot. Hey y'all, I am going to be making some easy chicken, shredded chicken in my crock pot. And what I'm going to do is we're going to shred all this up when it's done. And I'm going to keep some out for a meal today and like tomorrow. And then the rest I'm going to freeze for future meals. So I have here 7 pounds of chicken breast. The recipe I have is for 3 pounds. So I'm just going to double it. So I have all my chicken breast in here. I have kind of trimmed off some fat. And then I'm going to take, I have a can of chicken broth. Almost 2 cups of chicken broth. And the recipe for the 3 pounds called for 3/4 a cup of chicken broth. But since I have so much, I'm just going to use the whole can. So I'm going to pour this whole can of chicken broth. Hold it open. And pour that in there. And then I have some oregano. And we're going to put 2 teaspoons of that in here. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of garlic powder. A teaspoon of salt. I have pepper here, about a 1/2 teaspoon. of pepper. I'm just going to kind of stir all this together. And the recipe says to cover, you can cook it on high for 2 to 3 hours or low 4 to 6 hours. And since I'm planning to be home all day, I think I'm just going to turn it on high. And it might take a little longer because, like I said, this is double what the recipe calls for. So I'm going to cover this up, and I'm just, like I said, going to turn it on high. Y'all, this chicken is done. It is like falling apart. So I'm getting a bowl, and I'm going to take out the chicken so I can shred it. We'll see if I can get it out without it falling apart.
They were in high school when they met.
I'm going to shred the chicken now, but I had way too much. I can't remember. I'm thinking it was my friend Julia who shredded her chicken using a whisk, which actually is working really good. So since my bowl is so big, I'm going to put a lot of it over here that's already shredded.
Things got kind of awkward with sparks in the air. He would stare at her in class and she would try to act cool, but it was obvious, like, ooh.
The chicken tastes good. Now I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm just going to add a little bit of that chicken broth into this so that the meat won't be so dry. Like I said, I'm going to freeze, I'm going to put some up for a meal tomorrow that I'm making. We're going to have some for tonight, and then the rest I will bag up for putting into the freezer. So there we go. Easy peasy. Okay, y'all. Tonight we are going to be making cheddar bacon ranch pasta. I have a pot of water here in the back that I'm going to put some salt in, and we're going to bring it to a boil. And I am going to use, if I pronounce it right, whatever this pasta is. That's what I'm going to use. It says that or short pasta. I'm going to use this. So I'm going to let that water come to a boil. But while that's boiling, I'm fixing to start making some bacon. And I will do that in just 1 second. It says to dice up 6 strips of bacon. And then I'm going to cook it. But I may do a little more than 6 because my family loves bacon. And so I have this thick cut bacon here. So I'm going to... So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cut this up.
Looks so good.
They would be together.
Okay, y'all. I have this bacon on here. I'm going to start cooking it. I'm waiting on that water to boil. And we are going to do that. And then I'll come back in just a few minutes. Okay, y'all, I got the noodles back there boiling. I'm still working on frying up this bacon. Once it's done, I'm going to take it out and let it kind of drain on a paper towel. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do the recipe just a little bit different because they actually cut up a chicken breast and cooked it in this grease. But since I cooked my chicken this morning in the Crockpot and shredded it, we're going to do shredded chicken. But I'm still going to put the shredded chicken in the grease to kind of give it that flavor and kind of warm it up. And then I'll show you the steps that follow. But normally, if you're making this, you know, without the shredded chicken, you would just cut up, I think it said 1 or 2 chicken breasts. Let's see. It says to cut 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts into bite-sized pieces. But like I said, we're not going to do that. So we're going to let all this cook and I'll come right back. Okay, y'all, I took all of the bacon grease except for about 2 tablespoons I saved in the pan, and I went ahead and just poured in the shredded cooked chicken breast. It was about 2 cups that I added in, and I just stirred it up to kind of warm that chicken and also to give it the flavoring of the bacon grease.
'Cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. He looked at her and then he smiled, picked up a pen and paper, and started writing. Probably something about her eyes.
Then I added in 1 package of ranch seasoning and just stirred that into there. And 2 tablespoons of flour. And so I stirred the ranch and the flour in.
And then he said,
And I guess I forgot to record, but I added in 2 cups of milk. And so I just kept stirring it until it kind of thickened up.
sweet, sweetheart, and how nobody can steal me away. Yeah, I am yours. 'Cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. As he sang, started to
Then I stirred in 1 cup of cheese. I used the cheddar and Monterey Jack blend of cheese.
light as they kept on dancing.
Okay, now I'm going to take half of the bacon that I cooked and I'm going to stir that in to the mixture. The rest of the bacon you will save, and you can just top that on top of your pasta when you put it on your plate.
Calling each other sweetheart.
And finally, you will take that mixture with the chicken and everything, pour it into your noodles, mix it well, and then it's ready to plate up. Just like I said, top it with your bacon. You could use green onions also as a topping, even more cheese if you'd like. It is so good.
I'm driving, you're smiling.
How do you like it?
It's really good. It's like
Mine is really good. Mama, how do you like it?
It's good.
Adrian, what about you?
It's good, but I don't have a shirt on.
So,
when's that ever stopped you?
okay.